Living the dream.
All right, do or die time, Big West tournament. How do you just kind of assess your guys' chances at making a run at this thing?
Yeah, we've played well enough at times over the last few weeks to beat anybody. It's just maintaining and sustaining it, and playing there at home certainly gives us a lot better chance.
You look at the whole Big West season's kind of been a roller coaster. Each week we've talked about it's been kind of a roller coaster within a roller coaster. But where on the court specifically do you think you can find some consistency out there to maybe win these next 3 matches and pull this thing off?
Well, that's a good question. And you'd hope you get a little bit everywhere, right? And like we've seen, not only with our team, but throughout the league, it's kind of been up and down, and no one team has had everybody play well every night. That's why you see, like last week, everybody split, and it's just kind of gone like that statistically. There's just guys have nights off, and this time of year, I think whoever's going to win not only this tournament, but the NCAA tournament, somebody's going to be able to put together 3 good nights in a row.
Yeah, you kind of beat me to my last question with how last week went, with how the season's gone in the Big West. Do you expect this tournament this week to be kind of wide open? Everyone has a chance a little bit?
Yeah, well, it certainly wouldn't surprise you, any result.
Talk about being at home. You guys have hosted in years past, but just talk about what it means to be able to host the tournament here.
Well, it really is such a blessing for us, and really appreciative. We live in a community that is willing to support these kind of events and bring the Big West Championship here. It's awesome, and a year like this, we need all the help we can get, and several thousand of our closest friends we're looking forward to playing in front of.
What's the challenges of just playing a team a third time in a year?
Well, we beat them the third time we played Irvine, so this week you may play teams 3 times, may play teams for a 4th time. It's hard to beat anybody once, right? So depending on the matchups, and like we said, like teams get hot and players have good nights and poor nights. So we look at more as just kind of statistically how we can take advantage of something we think we have an advantage in.
Can the narrow escape on senior night be looked upon as maybe a blessing now?
Yeah, well, I mean, look, all wins are good and all losses are bad, and to some level or another. So, anytime you walk out of here with the win, you feel very fortunate.
I guess in the sense that, that if anybody didn't know, they know take that team seriously.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think our league has proven again and again each week that you can't take any night off.
Coach, for your pin hitters specifically, has it felt just on a night-to-night basis a little bit like whack-a-mole in terms of getting all guys playing well at the same time?
Yeah, we're just trying to retool the lineup. We didn't have the whole set group through the fall and even into the non-conference portion of the schedule. So, it has been a little bit by committee, and you roll some guys out there and see how they're doing. And we haven't ended with the same group we've started too many times over the last month or so.
What's the difference in preparation, having to go in the quarterfinals, play that 3rd extra game to begin? You guys are typically a top 2 seed. Is there any different preparation going into this week?
Well, we're certainly cognizant of the possibility of having to play 3 nights in a row. So, and even if it was only 2 nights, this time of year, there is a finite number of jumps left in these guys, right? So you can't be crushing them earlier in the week. And in a week like this where there's a potential 3rd match, yeah, sure, we're paying attention to it.
Conference tournament coming up. You guys knowing you have to win out. What's kind of the motivation mentality this year?
Well, coming off of the San Diego series, we had a first game that was good, and then, sometimes losses are disappointing, but, win or lose, you come off of a win or a loss with value. You learn things, and I think the team learned a lot of things and gained a lot of motivation from the loss on Saturday. And we've been working hard in the practice gym this past Monday when we got back to fix some of those things and execute strategies that we have against UCSB inside our game on Thursday.
Is this the best home court advantage in the country?
I don't know if I would say best home court advantage, but I would definitely say it's one of the best inside the country. I haven't really had the chance to be on another team and
I should have
experience what
phrased
home
that
court.
differently. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
How important is it going to be to have the fans here for this?
Oh yeah, it's going to be super important to have the fans here, and I think we'll have a good turnout of fans Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. Hoping that we go that far. You know, we're preparing for the whole entire weekend, so having a good show out of fans is going to be really important for us, and we love the fans.
Yeah, and despite Saturday's loss, do you think you guys are, continuing to trend in the right direction, especially with postseason play coming up?
Yeah, I do. I do think so, and I think, like I said before, like win or lose, we positively gain value from every single game. And the bigger the setback we have, the better we have for motivation for the next game. So
You played these guys here the last time here, and they gave you a scare on senior night. So what did you guys learn from that? Those last 3 games, the last 3 sets of the match against them on senior night.
I think one of the main things is managing expectations, and we can't expect the team to just put out just because it's our senior night or something like that. So just managing those expectations and executing on all fronts, from our scouting report to in the practice to managing like nagging injuries or anything like that. Just preparing yourself to be the best you can be on game day.
Fair to say they're better than their record?
I think every team on any given night inside the Big West can be one of the top teams in the nation. It just depends on consistency. Everybody has the firepower to be a great team.
Alaka'i, speaking to the consistency thing, how challenging has it been for you guys to put together, one of your better efforts on back-to-back nights, and what it'll take to do that 3 nights in a row?
I think it's been a challenge ever since we lost Spiros, because that was kind of just the core group we've gone through and practiced with throughout the year. So having this time to figure it out with the new lineup, I think it's not been a challenge, but it's been kind of like homework. Every game we're learning and we're getting better and better at being more consistent with that group. So I think by the time Thursday and Friday and Saturday, we're going to be on our best game and playing the best volleyball we've been playing this whole entire year.
When it comes to Santa Barbara, what do you think are the keys to getting a victory in that match?
Well, there's one of the biggest ones is the elephant in the room. They have one guy who is producing, I think he's got the most points as a player inside the conference, is Jess Bianchi. So slowing him down at the pins and just executing our game plan on all the other guys and serving well, blocking well, just playing volleyball, playing our game.
How do you just kind of feel going into this, knowing, being a 6th-year guy, being a senior, that we've reached the point now where it's pretty much win or go home time? How much pressure is that for you?
The pressure hasn't really set in yet, but I'm sure it will. And, not all nerves are good nerves, but there are good nerves, and it's good to be a little nervous and to have a little itch to want to win and send someone else home and know that they can send you home and finish your season. So really excited to go out there on Thursday and every other night and just prove that we're the best that we can possibly be and put out a good showing for the fans.
How much can you rely on the experiences you guys have as a group of being in this situation before?
Oh, it's huge. We've been in these situations for the past, I don't even know how many years we've been inside the final or the Big West or NCAAs. We just have so much experience in these tough moments. So I think having that leadership and that experience of being here before is going to help immensely to kind of calm the nerves, keep everybody going on all fronts.
Since 2019, do you have a favorite, when you guys have played the tournament here a couple times, a favorite memory from those years?
Ooh, there's a ton of good memories. Definitely would like to say, I think my favorite moment is going to be this year, but one of my favorite moments from just all the Big West tournaments is just being able to be with the guys and celebrate, after we have a big win.
What's the challenges of just playing a team a third time? I mean, you beat them both first 2 times, but like you said, they have one of the highest scores, and then just for the third matchup, especially in playoffs.
I think one of the biggest things is we played this team many times over the years, and it's around the same lineups, but just executing our same game plan, but also being ready to change on the fly, have situational awareness during the game to fix things that maybe happen. And I think that's one of the biggest things is that situational awareness, fix problems on the fly.